Hey GP,
Hey, what's up?
can you give me a 20-second recap of the text I just uploaded?
Absolutely. Here's a quick 20-second recap. In your video, you reflect on how life is full of peaks and valleys, and real growth happens in the valleys. You talk about the challenges of retirement, recent financial losses, and the importance of trusting in God rather than worldly security. Despite the difficulties, you find comfort in faith, family, and the simple moments of life, reminding yourself and future viewers that true security comes from above.
Hi there. Only 2 days ago, I made my first video of living life to the fullest 2.0. And of course, living life to the fullest, who wouldn't want that? And we think of having this, having that, being successful at this, and everything going well over there. Well, unfortunately, it's not that way. Life is made of peaks and valleys, and while we all love to be on the peaks, unfortunately, where we learn and where we grow is in the valleys. And today has been a rough one. Started out by yesterday at 4 o'clock when the president imposed the tariffs and then made the market, starting from the pre-market last night to this morning, and then getting worse throughout the day, to really having the worst day since 2020. To many people, probably this doesn't mean anything. But to a retired person who was retired with not enough money to the start, when we retired, they were saying that to be secure, you need at least $1 million. Well, we were not anywhere close to that. And now they say you need to have 1.6 million. So forget it. But that's where my faith comes in, not just mine, but Rosalinda's. I don't want to speak for her, but she's a great support. We knew when we retired, she was 60 and I was still a month or so away from being 60. So I can say that I retire in my 50s. I don't want to say that because my pride is one of my problems. But anyway, we knew we didn't have enough money, but we were young enough. We just wanted to get out of the rat race, and we were willing to get a part-time job or another job, but just changing a little bit. And then this dream that I've had for a long time, I picture myself as one day trading in the market on my little square on my village in Italy and supplementing my income by doing that. At the time, I didn't even know what the market would be or how it would work and so on. Well, again, we have been blessed with the way that since I retired, first just by doubling in it and then by being more serious, I have detailed records since 2012, 2 years after we retired, and how much we have been blessed by the supplemental income that we received from playing in the market. And that has allowed us to do all kinds of things that we would not have even imagined. So, just to be clear, my number one priority in life, at least mentally, action wise, it is where I'm learning. But mentally, is that the number one priority is to be obedient to God first, to do His will, and to find the fullness in life, not according to what the world says that is success and fullness and so on, but according to God's plan. That means that while you can turn on the TV and see what quote unquote success is like, or living a full life, on commercials, on the news, on anything, when you start moving over to God's ways, you don't quite get an email every day telling you, this is the 3 points of what you're supposed to do today and so on. So we go back to what I was saying in the last videos, that I believe that we all have that little voice inside that can only be heard if we quiet the voice of the world. And by being 75 and by having really worked at it for the last 10, 12, 15 years, but very, very strongly for the last couple of years, I know it works. I know it works because we have been in this place of losing a lot of money on the market in one day. We've been in this place of having difficulties with health, jobs, and relatives, family. And we know that somehow we have come out of it. And again, after a valley, usually there is another peak, which is higher, by the way, than the peak of the time before. So we have that confidence. However, when something happens, like it just happened today, I'm human. I get nervous. I get afraid. I get, will we have enough money to do the things that we want to do, or even just to survive? What if we get sick? What if this? And we place our confidence in the bundle that we have in the bank, or in our 401k, or rollover account, or whatever. When the Lord tells us that we are not to place our security in the things of this earth. So for many, many, many years, you go to church, you go to a Bible study, and oh yeah, 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 that makes sense. Oh yeah, 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 I believe in that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you are in our position that you have this much money, the world says you're supposed to have that much, and like in the last month, I probably lost what many people would consider it a yearly income. And today alone, we lost more money than the last new car that we bought. You just cannot continue going that way. And yet, the Bible is clear. Do not trust those things. I'll be writing down a few Bible verses that really tell us exactly not to fall into this kind of trap. Mentally, as I said, and in my heart, I believe it. When it comes down to it, I woke up at 2:30 this morning because, again, I went to sleep somewhat nervous, and I woke up. I still slept 7 hours, but at 2:30 I could have slept a couple more hours. So I'm learning that I am not to start watching the news right away, see what the markets are doing in Europe or in Japan, or start figuring out, oh my gosh, the futures are low. Oh my, I no, don't even turn on the TV. Get in the Word. Get on what keeps you centered. Get on what to keep you focused. And so I listen to the usual meditation I listen to every day. Stanley, on In Touch. We'll talk about that more in the future. And when Rosalinda and I talked in the morning, as we usually do, uh, she mentions what she read in John 14. And then I read this meditation that I get every day from this neighbor of mine that has a summer or winter home here, but he lives in another state. And it's amazing on how they were all pointing in the same directions. And it really told me, say, Sandro, do not get into the trap. There is nothing you can do about the way the market is going today. Yeah, you could have gotten out, you could have this, you could have that, but I don't predict the future. I don't. So it is what it is. So I made a decision at 8 o'clock. That's when you can start making noise in this neighborhood, to just go outside and work in the yard or in the garden. And it's amazing because one of the things that I um have in my head is the song "In the Garden," that is a
And
classic,
he talks
and
with
especially the words when
me,
they
and he
say,
walks
"And
with
he
me,
walks with me,
and he
and he
tells
talks
me
with me,
I am his
and he tells
own,
me that I am his home,
and the joy we
and the
share
joy we share
as we
as we tarry
tarry
there,
there, nobody
none other
has
has ever
ever
known." And
known.
that those verses started playing into my head, and you know, and as I do many times, I find really comfort by watching nature, by watching uh, this rabbit, as you will see, just showed up a couple of yards away from me. He doesn't have a 401k. He doesn't have uh, a retirement plan or whatever. He walks literally on food. There is grass all over. There's plants all over. And he was looking at me, kind of like, "What are you worried about? The Lord will take care of you." And so I spent some time working in the yard, and I had some trimming to do. And usually there is this edge that is half on my side and half on the neighbor's side. That usually I take care of it, not very often, but especially now that my neighbor, broke her shoulder, and she cannot do many things. So I was more than glad to go over there and take care of it. And as I was working there, we started a conversation. And that conversation truly, as you will see, was a gift, was kind of a reminder from God to say, I'm giving you the important things. I'm giving you good neighbors. I'm giving you good friend, good family, health. Later on, you'll see then Rosalinda and I work together in the yard, and all the many things. So it was kind of like those are the riches that you should count as your 401k. The rest of it is just vapor. Again, it's easier to be said when you make money in the market, but when you lose that much money in one day, okay. So in this video, I might be a little bit long because I'm long-winded. I am trying to, again, make a record, not to be popular, to have a lot of viewers or so on, but hopefully when my kids, my grandkids will watch it 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and they'll have a bad day and so on, they'll see that their dad or their grandpa, nonno, they call me, had plenty of those days, and life goes on. And we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know if tomorrow I lose another bunch of money, or the day after, or we run out of money, or we don't know. But we are to trust in the Lord. So watch this video with that in mind, especially I'm speaking to my children or my grandchildren or friends or whoever might watch this video one time in the future. And the fact that after having the conversation outside, after working in the yard with Rosalinda, after thinking, I was able to stay away from the TV most of the day. I watched the opening of the market and the closing. But I was able also to be a lot more at peace. I don't want to say 100%, but a lot more at peace than if I would have been glued to the TV all day or watching the market constantly or being affected by the world. I'm not there yet, but I definitely can see in the last few years or now, by taking this other side, I'm growing. Not just I am growing, but Roslinda's too, and the two of us talking together. It, it's nice not to be alone. So again, watch the video, and again, this is homemade, nothing special, but it's real. Here we are. So one of the first things I have to do is put on some bug spray, because mosquitoes really like my blood. If there is one within half a mile, they'll come and find me. Especially since there is a kind that bites my feet and my legs. So I don't know, they're invisible, but they sure itch. So that's what I'm spraying right now. My ears. Okay, we should be ready. Hey, what's up? Huh? You're looking for something? The next step is to get a drink out of the refrigerator. Here it is. The reason for that is that I about 8 or 9 weeks ago, I was out in the yard and it was kind of hot, and I pushed it. I wasn't wearing a hat. I wasn't hydrating, and I paid the price. I felt like a sack of potatoes, and in the process I twisted my ankle, which turned out to be a ligament stretching that put me in a boot, and actually I was out of commission. Just now I'm starting to walk normally. I still feel a teeny bit of pain depending on how I move the foot, but again, it was a 9 weeks, so I don't want to make the mistake again. Hello. Good. Now I'm going to do the neighbor, and I just do it as I do mine. No sense in two people working on the same thing. She didn't tell me that she put lights inside the bushes. I didn't see them, and I cut it. Huh. Oh, here's some more. The day is not going very well. But that's the way life is. Moving through the jungle.
Yeah. Good much. Hey, Sandro.
Yeah.
The market's going to come back.
How long will it take? You know, I lost about a year's, what for many people is a year's income just for last month. And yet, today I might be losing what I could buy a new car with.
Oh my God.
So, you see, the thing is that we have been on this system. We never had enough money when we retired. But our trust in the Lord, and He gave me this thing about, you know, and has worked until now. I was showing Rosalinda because at the end of each quarter I do a revision of where the money is and so on, you know. And our assets and liability, our net worth is the same as what it was 5 years ago. That's when every time we hit a low point. Easy to be said when it's back up. When you are like this, should I get out? Should I go and get
That's
a job?
the question.
Should I
get out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more our history, and we made that decision at the beginning of the year, our history is that if we would not have gotten out, I got out in and out a lot. One time, 6 days was my average of getting in and out. I was trying to guess the market. Yeah. So my philosophy has changed. But every time we got out, we left money on the table. Because then, of course, like right now, you know, I haven't looked in the last hour, but it might be down. But then somebody comes with the news, and boom, it goes back up.
It's going to be like
and
that.
I miss the swing. The decision is, do we have the strength to get out, or the stupidity to get out, or the strength to stay in and the stupidity to stay in? Which one of the two is it? You know, I've only one thing, and on top of that is a very risky thing. But because we don't have that much money, it's triple. So if it goes up 3 times as much. But if it goes down 3 times as much.
Yeah.
It actually has kept us for 12 years from getting a job, and we travel. We have had a great life. Is it over? Is it, you know, this is really scary. But we have made it. Rosalynn and I look at it every
places
and we
you've
have.
been.
I know. Yeah, but I don't know if I have 3 years.
Yeah, well, see, that's it. That's our age.
That's right.
And we got to make hay now while the sun shines.
That's right. And after being retired for 15 years and having to work,
Oh, you don't want to do
and then
that.
you go and work. When you lose as much in a day that you could buy a car, you go and work and make $15 an hour. What's that going to
No, I
solve?
wouldn't go back. No.
Today I need to come and work in the yard to get my mind off of
Yeah,
that.
that.
And the market has gone up. The price of the house has doubled. So in a
Right.
sense, we lost the year, but you know, we're like everybody else. You want to have your money counted. That's your security. That's not what the Bible says. The security is in here. But days like today, that's a test.
Oh, I just told Sandra what to do.
See, that's what I'm saying, is that sometimes tests like this come to make us realize how good we have it. You know, even though we seem like today is really a bad day, and I think, as I said, and we have a history now to prove it. Young people don't have that history. We are in a spiritual warfare. That's what it is.
Well, I think what it is, Sandro, is the more you cling to the thing that you can't change, that's trying to claim your peace, the more you struggle.
Oh,
But
yeah.
once you say, I'll do what I can to change it, and ask God for the wisdom to know what that is,
Right.
it's a process of letting go of trying to control it.
What?
Yes.
But when something like this is happening, and as I said, I'm not even looking.
Well, you're concerned because you're a provider. And,
Well, of course.
and if you weren't concerned,
I wouldn't be doing my
that
job.
wouldn't be you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
you just have to trust in God.
I'm sorry to
No, Sandra.
bore you.
I love these kind of conversations. They're right up my alley. The milkman came to the door.
Is this yours?
Oh, yeah.
It was way down there.
I don't know what else. If you find any money, we'll split it.
No. Today I need the money. If I find any money, it's mine. I'll give you the interest in a few years.
You sound like the Shark Tank people.
If I don't use it for food. Okay, down to my side now.
I love it.
I mean, it's
I
what
love
it is.
Oh, it
you know.
looks so much better.
I mean,
I was doing it myself, but now I can't.
I was going to report it.
fifth wedding anniversary.
Uh-huh.
And let me turn it. It's still together, except for maybe this thing will need welding. But is this the way you want it?
Yeah.
Well, you can. I'll fix that. Okay, that's funny. That is what we got for our 50th wedding anniversary. What are we getting for our 75th?